Hello lovely people and welcome back to my channel. Oh, thank you for joining me if you are new here. It's the holiday season. You might be in a panic trying to find presents for your own children or grandchildren or for children who you don't know very well, but still want to make sure that you're getting them things they will actually enjoy and won't end up in the bin in 2 weeks' time, adding to the plastic waste epidemic. Well, don't worry, I am here to help. I have a 4.5-year-old and 2 6-month-olds. So yeah, I've got you. I'm going to show you 2 presents for each age group from 0 to 5. One medium priced and one on the lower end. Nothing big or fancy. They will all be linked down in the description for your ease, or something like it if I can't find the exact thing anymore, because I am showing you stuff that my children genuinely love and enjoy, and they are therefore tested. I can say that these have been tested by a focus group and have come out very well. Now, I make a lot of different videos on this channel, from amusing cultural essays to vintage fashion education to Queer History 101 shorts to oh my goodness, we're having twins type videos. And you might watch one or multiple of those genres and not realise that we also parent in a Montessori aligned way. Well, you probably do, because my wife tells me I talk about it too much. What is Montessori and why does it relate to presents that actually have meaning? For a more in-depth look, you can watch one of my videos on the top in the card above. But in brief, it is an educational approach developed by Italian physician Dr. Maria Montessori in the early 1900s. It focuses on child-led learning, hands-on activities, and fostering independence. At home, it means adapting your child's daily environment in simple, practical ways to allow them to have maximum independence, and then just trusting them to respect that. So, for example, children get their own snacks because surfaces and food are on their level. They can take down the dry washing and then fold and put it away themselves. The light switches can be turned on and off easily by them. Essentially, they can access what they need to meet their needs without having to rely on an adult. The aim is that the child grows up feeling capable and trusted. What is Montessori not? Trademark. So those pages and pages of Montessori toys you see online, not so much. As a word, it can be a helpful way to describe things and find things that you're looking for that sort of fit into either the educational side of it, where that's literacy, the wider history education, geography in a Montessori fashion as they do in a Montessori school, but it can also be a great way to find tiny cups. But when it comes to toys, so many things do not in any way have anything to do with the original Montessori philosophy. A lot of the things I'm showing you today don't necessarily fit into what we would think of as being the modern idea of like a Montessori toy. They're not all wooden, they're not all beige, but I am using the word Montessori to sort of make it easier for other people who wish to follow the similar philosophy to find those toys. That was a long explanation to essentially say, let's be honest, navigating the overwhelming abundance of toys cluttering our homes, it has been a significant challenge for all parents, right? Even with toy rotations, which is another thing that we think of as being like key Montessori stuff. We put out a few toys and then we rotate them. When we see our child has lost interest in something or is really focused on wanting to roll things, we'll put out lots of toys that involve rolling. But even with that, and with organizational techniques in place, I feel like we're the ones having the meltdowns due to the overstimulation. Yes, like this one toy will finally teach my child that skill that they've been struggling with. The advert said that children play independently with this toy for up to an hour. I could finally do my nails. Don't look too closely at my nails today. I have definitely fallen into these traps before, and I dislike how many things are in my house right now, which is why I'm just showing you things with longevity and which don't make you feel awful looking at them. Hopefully. Sorry if they do. All right, so let's start with babies, the 0 to 1 age, because I've got 2 of them. And I'm really stuck in that place right now. One of the things that I always suggest to my friends when they are about to have a baby is that they get a frame for mobiles to hang from. Now, this should be something that is very plain, necessarily come with anything hanging from it, and if it does, then it could be removed. Does not have much usage, doesn't have much mileage in it if it is the frame, but the things are stuck to it. Because your baby might only be interested in that for a few weeks and then it's gone. They're over it. They need something else. So a plain, simple frame, generally wooden is best because it is hardiest and you can fold it down really easily, kind of throw it into your storeroom. And the things that you hang from it don't have to be like the most conventional, oh, I need to get a set of hanging toys that hang from a frame. No, you don't have to do that at all. You can hang your baby's favorite rattle from it. You can hang cloths from it and play silks. You can hang obviously a range of Montessori mobiles, which I guess are a higher ticket item. I will put in the description a link to a kind of the whole series of mobiles, which you can get from Etsy. Yes, you can make them yourself. Yes, I did try and do that with my first child. Yes, it did take me longer to make them than was necessary. Just ask for someone to give you that as a nice gift, like just a range of mobiles. And when they're no longer in use, you can pass them on or hang them up. A key thing when it comes to hanging items and what you need to be hanging in order that they are interested in grasping is something really fun, which brings me to my favourite rattle ever. Long-time viewers to the channel will remember this rattle from Christmas 2021 when we gave it to our son in his stocking, despite the fact it was already his favourite rattle. Absolutely going to do that again. Yes, they're babies. Are we giving them something new in their stockings? No, they don't like new things. They're babies. Now this rattle is incredible for a range of reasons. It stands up very nicely. So if you are a baby lying on your back or your front, it's easy to grab. You can also squeeze it into a bag down in the bottom. It's got little knobbly bits that they like to chew on. And you can hang it with a piece of elastic from your beautiful mobile frame, which you now have. They can grab it, they pull it themselves, they chew it, they bat it, toss it around. Lots of joy, lots of mileage out of this particular rattle. Secondly, look, it already has a piece of elastic on it. Smash anyone in the face. It's a grasping ball, so not only does it roll very well, and you can, when the baby's a bit older and they're sitting up more confidently and they're sort of just grasping the idea of rolling things backwards and forwards, they can do that with you. But when they're little, they can still just grab at it, pull it towards themselves, chew away at it. You can hang it from the frame, they can bat it with their hands or with their feet, which is a big thing that my kids have always loved to do. You can also get these in a whole range of different styles. Like there's one to match everyone's style. Okay, I'm absolutely already breaking the two thing, the idea of having two things. I had to give a special mention to this book, Global Babies, and it's developed with the non-profit Global Fund for Children. So when you buy the book, you are also helping a charity, yay. Now, Rupert loved this book to the extent that you can see it has his name on the top, Rupert KF, because when he went to nursery for the first time, they asked that he bring in something he loved, like a comforter. And the girls are obsessed with this book. I think it is because the baby on the front looks like their brother. Obviously it isn't. This book was made long before he was born, don't worry. It's not like a face reveal. The book is so lovely and it shows babies from all around the world. It's all about how babies, no matter where they're born, are loved and special. As we know from many studies, it's very important that children and babies see diverse faces from as young an age as possible. And I think this book is definitely one you should add to your collection. Thank you. I promise it will just be two things from now on. Age number one. Ba-bum. It's an ox. It's part of the Schleck range of animals, which, again, a toy that does not cost you very much but has so much mileage throughout the years. So Schleck make a range of animals that are realistic in that they even have realistic footprints. For really small children, you get the joy of, oh, this like, it's thick and it's heavy and it has weight to it, but texture. But as you get older, you can start to do art activities with them. We've made fossils with leaving the imprints of their feet. We have created scenarios where we have a very large map, the world map, Guthrie rug. But we put all of the animals on the map and where they live and where they come from. And then we talk about different animals and evolution and how come these animals are over here and these ones are over here. And there's a lot you can do with these animals. And you can also build a collection of them. So one year for his birthday party, we just asked his friends to bring him an animal. I can't sing the praises of these highly enough. They're really small things, but I think the realism of them makes them very, very worthwhile and very versatile. Secondly, for a 1-year-old, these are the Giotto Baby crayons. They are brilliant. They don't require that much pressure to make really rich colours, so they're very easy for little hands to use. They're nice and chunky, they fit in your grip. No fear of like, oh, they draw a picture, they lean on it, and oh no, it's gone all over their clothing. It's not that, but if they draw on a wall, just get a wet wipe. They come in a range of incredible colours. I really recommend getting the extra large pack because you go through them. If you have a child who enjoys drawing, then you need those. So these two things are really wonderful in more of a toy perspective to helping them train their little hands. These little 2-year-olds, we're now on the 2-year-old, so we're training their little hands so that they strengthen them up and they are then able to do more complex things later on, but they're fun. It's intended for the use for around the age of a 2-year-old, and I know that there are other 2-year-olds who do this. However, this is not something that my child was actually capable of doing when he was 2. I really want all of the kind of things that I'm showing you to be not just, oh, they get it on Christmas Day and they can do it right then, and that's great for that month of January. So the great thing about this one is that not only does it have the element of colour matching, where you've got, oh, the purple bee goes into the purple slot, but you're using your pincer grip to pick things out, put things in. You then also have these lovely tweezers. Now, when you present this to them, you can put it in a little bowl with all the bees, and it's their job to move them. Moving, of course, from left to right, just like when you're learning to read, from the left to the right. Unless, of course, you don't read from left to right in your culture, in which case, put it the other way around. Don't worry if your child just starts off using their fingers to pick them out, because that is also great, and they are training themselves out. The second one. This is probably the toy that whenever anyone comes to our house for a play date, they ask about. Flower garden. So it's a range of different flowers, leaves. You can make a beautiful garden your own way, but they fit onto Duplo. You could put them onto a Duplo train. You could put them onto a Duplo baseboard. And yes, it has its own baseboard, or it does stick to other things, which is really wonderful. Also, again, strengthening those hands because you are building things into other things, taking them all apart. Okay, our 3-year-olds. I really liked having a 3-year-old. It's really nice. I actually really liked having a 2-year-old as well. I liked having a 1-year-old. I think I like children. So the age of 3. I mentioned earlier that Rupert didn't really put things in his mouth very much. He wasn't one of those babies who kind of explored things chewing on them. And he was also great in that if we said something once, not to do it once, and he was like, oh, okay, I won't do that again. He loves rules. Be careful though when you set a rule near him, because he'll turn it back on you. He really will. You know, chairs are only for bottoms. So if you need to use a chair to get to the top of a cupboard, you cannot. So we didn't have the experience really of a child who puts things in their mouths and therefore needing to be more cautious about, oh no, no tiny things. But generally it's assumed that when a child gets to 3, they're kind of moving past the stage of putting things in their mouth, which is why I'm going to show you the next toy. Pegboards. Oh, pegboards are a big, big love in our house. And you can make pretty patterns with it. You can do them in lines, strips. You can make an image if you so please. And this is really honing their fine motor skills whilst they have fun pushing tiny pegs into the pegboard. One of those great games for like, wow, this is a monotonous adult conversation that I'm being forced to listen to while sitting at this restaurant. I'm just going to push pegs. I'm back. Okay. Sorry, did I go and eat a meal and care for some babies for a while in between filming the first part and this part? Yes I did. Yeah. Is my forehead now really shiny? Yes. Are we on 3-year-olds now? So our next item is technically not for children, but that's fine. Mine's been using it since he was really quite little, before the age of 2. But it's a good gift, I think, for 3-year-olds who are more into, I was going to say 3-year-olds who are more creative, but what I really mean is a 3-year-old who can really think through the dab process. Because this is not just a blank piece. A butter board. Oh, look at that. It's rice paper stretched out into a board. We have a scroll of rice paper, which is supposed to be used to help practice calligraphy, but Rupert uses it to draw paint on it using water, and then it dries back to perfection and you can't see anything anymore. So this is designed to not only be very relaxing for adults, clearly I can't stop doing it. Right, water is kept in the lower part here, and it only needs a tiny little bit of water, so you don't really have to worry about there being like a big spill or a mess. If you're a person who doesn't love the idea of leaving paints out. So this is a really great way to have your child feel like they're doing something themselves. It's all self-directed, they can really take ownership over it, and you don't have to worry about there being a lot of mess and a lot of spill. And also, I mean, you don't have to give it to the child. If they don't love it, it's absolutely yours. Let's move on to our 4-year-olds. Is it kind of 4-year-old, kind of 3-year-old? I mean, I think it's more of a 3-year-old, but I think there are 4-year-olds. It just depends on where your child is at in their learning to read journey. So this is a great little set by The Learning Journey, and it's all about helping your child to identify rhyming words. It has a series of self-correcting puzzles, as in it will not go together unless it is the rhyming words. A whole range of different types of rhymes. Some of them are more complex and some of them are very simple. Fox and box. Whereas a more complex one might be plate and skate. So the awareness of rhymes and rhyming and having the phonological building block is a really great way to start your child's reading journey, and it's much more fun to do like, oh, little puzzles, wow, what goes together, then they just sit down and I'm going to show you these letters and you must learn them next. Yes, it's just a basket, that's all it is. No, this is a small collection of Ludo toy cars that are vintage style toy cars that I originally picked up a few of at Goodwood, and then have been building Rupert's little collection of them ever since, and he loves these things so much more than any of the modern or sort of chunkier cars. Also, I get them from Oxfam, like oxfam.co.uk, as in the charity shop that has an online website. Yes, it has an online website. Did you know that? You can get Christmas presents from Oxfam. You can actually get most of these things probably, or something similar from Oxfam. Definitely check out Oxfam. My goodness, they are all very safe and child friendly. I think because they are so small and they've got such beautiful details in them is why Rupert's so much more taken with them than he is with any of the chunkier, more modern types of things. I'd like that car. Can I have that car? I want that car just as a normal car. A special mention, because like apparently can't count to 2. Memory games. I love these memory card games. You can get a memory card game, whatever your child is interested in. Yeah, we have a range of them that are people with different jobs. I think we have a Kings and Queens one as well somewhere. I highly recommend the memory card game to take out with you wherever you go. And then you just teach your child to lay it out and look for the matching pairs. And finally, we are moving on to the 5-year-old. Okay, this specific thing that I'm about to show you has a range of different versions. So, smart games have a whole range of incredibly fun games for kids that teach them different logical things. Sort of like the first steps that you might need to coding. A lot of that, just the logic, think it through, learn how to use your brain. Those types of games. And they come in a whole load of different themes, different stories. This one is The Three Little Pigs, and it's a hit. It's a real hit. You have to, it comes with a little book that tells you where to put the pigs and the wolf, and then you have to put the houses down to keep the pigs safe. It's a bit like Sudoku as well. Whenever you give one of these as a present, both the child and the parent are thankful, unless they already have it, that exact one, and then they just pass it on. They're a big hit in the school community. And now, because we're talking about 5-year-olds, I am gonna take this to the next level of complexity. Puzzles that are fun to do with your children, fun for your children, and really follow their interests. So obviously every child is different. Every child has different interests, and that's what I really love about Montessori, is that it's very much about following the child, following what they like to do and helping them learn through that. You know, I said earlier, Rupert he's not really that into vehicles, but he does like the old-fashioned vehicles because he loves history. So he likes imagining the different people who would be alive at different times living in those vehicles. There is always a puzzle to be found for each child's specific interests. So the ones that I'm going to show you right now are obviously for Rupert's interests because we have them in the house. Theory is there. You can take it wider if you also have a child who likes these things. This is the Big Jigs Map of Europe puzzle. It has the country outline. Ooh, Hungary was making a break for it. It has the country outline underneath, along with the capital city, as in where it is, and also written out, which, if you know the capital city of the country, can help you work out which country goes where. But also the outline, obviously, does then help you to put it back in. Rupert, however, does not need to use the outlines anymore, and now tells me to pass him Latvia and Estonia. Let me just actually read which one that is. Were we once this good at things and then we lost it? I remember being good at things when I was a child, and then my brain just, have I mentioned I have twins? I have twin babies. Sleep is not like a high priority in my life right now. I guess that's where my brain went. So, not only does this have so yeah, what was I saying? My goodness. Not only are we learning about shape and where it goes, we're learning the country itself, we're looking at different sizes of countries and learning the names and the capital cities. Fabulous. And then we can take these basic puzzles and make them go much further. I love it. I love to do. So I'm going to show you an example with a different puzzle. Last thing. So this is space. Not including Pluto, obviously, because it's not a planet anymore. One of the things that I love to do with puzzles, because Rupert really enjoys them, and we tend to get puzzles that are his interest, and then as he grows older, we can use the pieces of the puzzles to make that learning more complex and fun and exciting. And if you were wondering, no, I don't homeschool him. I just get too into teaching him things. The child goes to school. I really enjoy learning, and I really enjoy teaching him things, and I really enjoy when we learn things together. So, puzzle. And then we have this. So this is a tray that's it's a Montessori 3-part tray. We have our control cards. This is the sun, and you have to match it up with a picture of the sun and the word sun. Don't look at my nails. And the puzzle piece for the sun. And that's how I spend my weekends. Creating further learning opportunities from puzzles. But the puzzles themselves are really excellent and a great way for children to grasp concepts like the size of planets. Not that those are to scale. Thick, chunky wooden puzzles can be something your child starts using when they are younger, when they are 3, when they are 2, but then they build upon it until they're 5, and now it's all about, their area of interest, and they can do exciting things around it, and it's just a lot more, there's a lot more to it. So that's why I really like big wooden puzzles that you can take further. So yes, highly recommend those types of things because you can get something specialized to the child if you know them really well. Like if yours also loves geography, get a geography map. Get a map puzzle. Excellent. If your child loves trains, you can get a train puzzle. Brilliant. They also store really nicely because look how flat that is. A++. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to link everything that I have mentioned here down in the description. You can also find a lot of it, I think, on my Amazon storefront. This video is kind of the first video of my Vlogmas, maybe, kind of. All my last video was. I'm tired. I think this is my second video. Hi, welcome back to Vlogmas. It's great, we're doing well. We're definitely holding up. I need to sleep more. I really need to sleep more. Yeah, we'll get there. Only a few weeks left to go. Let me know which of the presents I've shown you was your favourite, which would you like to have received when you were a child, and which, if any, you're thinking of perhaps purchasing for a little person in your life. Also, if anyone knows where I can get a Montessori flag map puzzle for not an extortionate amount of money, I would be very grateful. Thank you so much. It's like the one thing my son wants for Christmas the most. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Oh, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye bye.